Hello everyone, hope everybody is doing well. So today I have a very exciting product. It's a new grand piano library by Galaxy Instruments / Native Instruments, and it's a Fazioli F308 grand piano library. Now, for those of you who are not very familiar with the name Galaxy Instruments, those people are behind some of the best and most iconic grand piano libraries for Native Instruments and Contact. For example, they did the Grandeur, they did the Galaxy Vintage D, I think they did the Maverick, the Gentleman, and of course, Noir, and they later did the Piano Colors. So now they released a full-blown acoustic grand piano library, which is supposed to be like a sister follow-up to Noir. And why do I say that? It's not because the pianos sound the same. Trust me, that piano sounds far, far different. I mean, totally different from what Noir does. I mean, Noir is a CFX, and this is totally different. You'll hear it. But in terms of, bringing that particles engine, bringing those that engine that everybody loved with Noir, like the particles effects, the spaces, the tweaking, the customizations you can do with the piano, like the sub bass effect and all those spaces, all those noises, everything that you loved in Noir, you're gonna see here. But of course, it's specifically tailored, and probably they added different presets and they added more particles effect and different particles pads, totally new stuff, but it's the same concept. They brought it over to this one. But what's really, really different and new with this one is this slider that you see right here. What they did is they didn't only record a close mic, but they also recorded the piano with mid mic, which are located 3 meters away from the piano, and then they also recorded the piano with far mics, which are around 10 meters, 11 meters away. What Galaxy Instruments told me is that they've been hunting to record that piano for years and years, and they finally were able to. And when they initially recorded it, they recorded the close mics, but then they decided to, they thought, hey, why not we try with putting some mics 2 meters or 3 meters away, and we record the mid mics. So they recorded the mid mics, and then they recorded the far mics, and as they were listening to the result, they were really, really shocked how good the mid mics and the far mics are. So this is what happened, and they decided to do this whole thing with the blending, which is really smart, by the way. I like how you can blend things. Pretty cool. This actually, it might not look like it, but it does really affect the sound. It affects the volume, the power of the piano, the intimacy, the attack, everything. It's like a playground, this slider. I really like it. So that's what's really unique about this library. That's number one. The second thing is the piano itself. So this piano is unique because it has longer strings. What that does is when you engage the sustain pedal and play some chords or play anything that involves engaging the sustain pedal, you're going to hear a lot of overtones, harmonics. It's like a playground. It's like a big party, going on around your ears, like in 360. I mean, it's amazing when you engage that sustain pedal and you hear all those colors happening around your head, especially if you're playing with headphones. I mean, it's It's something. It's really, I haven't heard anything like that in a piano library before. That those long strings really are so unique. They really make this. This whole resonance when you engage the sustain pedal with the overtones and the deep bass, it's basically like a particles engine inside the piano itself, without even using the particles engine. You know what I mean? You'll hear what I mean later. I'm gonna play it all. So that's two. And number three, this piano is actually a fourth pedal. So what that pedal does is it softens the sound a little bit, but without changing the timbre of the sound. I would say it's not as intense in terms of, softening the sound as something like una corda or a soft pedal. I would say it's a little bit closer to something like a sordino pedal, kind of, but it's even less than that. So, the sound, it's going to stay clear. You're still going to hear those attacks. You'll hear it later. It's really, really unique and interesting. But I would say it's a little bit closer to the effect you're going to hear from, per se, a sordino pedal. But it's not a sordino pedal. It's different. You'll hear it. So going back to this, so what I'm going to play first is probably my favorite preset in this library, which is the Galaxy Hall mid mic, the Galaxy Hall mid preset, because I really, really, really like those mid mics. Those mid mics, I would say the mid mics alone, if you play on the mid mics alone, you are going into like Garrett and CFX kind of vibe territory. I would say you're going there. Yes, I said it. You're going there. So classical players will really, really, really are going to love that mid mic. It's my favorite mic to play. And what's even better is, and even sound better, it's when you start slowly blending it in with the close mic, like around here, like 70%, 69%, 66%, or even here. This is where really some interesting stuff started happening. So if you feel like, for example, the mid mic is too far or too airy, just start blending in, But that mid mic is something, and it's probably my favorite mic to play in this library. And again, classical players would really, really, really welcome this thing that's happening here, which is the inclusion of those mid and far mics. They're going to love this. So anyway, we will start playing, and I'm going to start with the mid mic. I'm going to slowly start blending it in, and until we get to the close mic, and then we'll go from there. All right, let's do this. By the way, if you noticed, the reverb is not on. I mean, those mics are really spacious and airy. I mean, you probably don't need the reverb. Anyway, let's continue. All right, now I'm gonna go all the way to the close mic, and I want you to listen how different the sound is from where I started. With the close mic, you're going to get this woody attack, but it's not like a percussive generic attack that bothers the ear. It's like a satisfying woody attack when you play that, when you use the close mic. And also the harmonics and the overtones you get with those long strings are going to be much more evident and heard when you are using the close mics. So I want you to listen to all of this as I play it. All right, now I'm gonna add, just for fun, I'm gonna add, before I add the particles engine, we're gonna try the fourth pedal and see how it sounds like. So as you can see, how do you activate this? First of all, you go to the piano tab and you click on this power knob, which is the fourth pedal. You click it and it turns white. So it's now ready. But so how you can engage it is either by using a CC67, which is the universal value for soft pedal, or you can change the value too. So if you have a soft pedal, you can just engage the soft pedal and this will work. Most likely it will. But what you can do, if you don't have a soft pedal or you don't have any extra pedal, you can just click on that fourth pedal. It will turn red and it is activated. So let's hear it. So as you can hear, it's not really, I mean, the soft effect and, you know, how it affects the sound, it's not really that much. But it's still there. You can hear it, but you can still hear those attacks. So it's a pretty fun pedal to engage. And anyway, let's try the fourth pedal with the particles engine. So I'm going to engage the particles engine and use one of my favorite pads in here after some quick playthrough yesterday. This one, the Sleepy Cloud. This was really one of my favorites. So let's see how that sounds with the fourth pedal. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I usually do a bias towards the piano as opposed to volume bias towards the piano. So yeah, what's really unique about this piano compared to Noir is that bass, man, and that resonance with those long strings. And when you combine that with something like, you know, those particles layers, I mean, it's a whole different ball game right there. So what I'm going to do now is turn off the fourth pedal, and I'm still using the close mics, by the way. So I'm gonna turn off the fourth pedal completely and just use the normal sound or whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna use another pad that I really like as well, which is the glittering snowflakes. I really like that one. And we'll raise it just a little bit more here to 80% maybe. So this is no pedal with particles.
All right, I'm gonna turn off the particles and I want you to listen again when you use the close mics about that woody attack I'm talking about. It's really interesting. I mean, it's not sharp and percussive and annoying and almost generic sounding like some piano libraries can be. It's there. It's an attack and it's there and you can feel it, even feel it and hear it. But at the same time, it's satisfying. I mean, listen to this. Alright, before I end the video, I'm gonna use this preset, which is the Galaxy Hall Far preset. I'm gonna play it a little bit, and then I'm gonna turn off the reverb, because like I said, the reverb on these presets with the far and mid mics, I don't think it's needed, man. I really don't. So we'll play that, and then we'll end the video, something like that. Now, what I like to do with this preset is do a little trick. It's not really a trick. I change the far to the mid mic. And this is where the magic happens. All right. Hope that video was beneficial for anybody who was interested in this piano library, and hope you have a great evening or night or morning or day. Goodbye.